All right, welcome to episode 27 of Adventures in Inbetweening. Today I'm taking a look at some animation I did for a show back in 2006 called The Buzz on Maggie. This is 58 seconds from an episode 105A, Price of Fame.
Puby, you want to really impress Lucy? Have a real live rock star sing your song.
But I don't know any rock stars.
Ahem.
Oh, I get it. You know some rock stars. Could you talk to them? Or you could sing my song to Lucy. That would be awesome.
I'd be happy to, little bro.
Great, because we'll never get a real rock star by tomorrow.
Wasn't it fantabulous? I totally connected with my audience.
You were awesome!
Yuck.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, so let's break all that down. First we have Pupert and his girlfriend walking along the beach here, or the girl that he likes. You can see as they're turning here, a lot of times we have to cheat them from 3/4 into profile. So we just skew their eyes a little bit, and then we just pretty much have to pop to profile. Not a lot we can do to hide that eye on the far side there. Here I got some, there was a 7-frame smash out to reveal the wave. I had a lot of opportunity on this show to draw some effects. So I got some great sketches here from the director on how to draw the design for this wave coming in. And then you can see I'm drawing these lines here. This was the wave form that was following through here. So it's all about making sure that shape continues through from right to left. And then you can see that it's moving down, just panning off and flash, and all that's left is Pupert's hat. The curved horizon helps us a lot in selling that. A lot of lip sync and eye animation in this show, and it was story driven, of course, and so we're trying to make it funny, and it is funny. It was pretty good writing. I was pretty happy with this show. You can see what's going on with Maggie's hand here. You can really stretch out the arms. 8 hands right now. We'll talk about hands a bit more in a bit, but each character had 4 hands because they're insects. So you always had to keep track of 8 hands. Fortunately, we had a good hand library. You can see whenever there's a blink, sometimes we could squash the eyes, but the eye direction was really important. Let's talk about the mouths here. So actually the mouths and the eyes. So we've got in the realm of 15, 16, 18 different eyes and mouth positions that are default that we can use. We have the happy mouths, the whole set of them, the whole set of phonemes, and then the sad mouths. And with the hands, we had around 30, 35 hands here. And each hand was very robustly built, so you could move the fingers independently. And this was a very strong library of hands from all different angles, different grips, different amounts of fingers being open, so we could mix and match those. So we had a lot to work with. You can see there I was just stretching out Pupert's pupil as he's looking up. A lot of times we would do something like this where we've got the foot and it's facing one direction, then it's facing the other direction. You can pop it there as long as you're moving it as you're popping it, and it's following a smooth arc and spacing. You can see here we've got, the boards on this were very solid. We show this over here where Maggie slides to the right, overshoots and settles back to the left. It's all very clearly matching up to the boards. Composition of the arms is important, and the sleeves were helpful for Maggie because there was no outside line drawn on them, so you could just kind of move them wherever, and it was pretty forgiving. You can see with Pupert's eyes stretching out here, as long as we keep the bottom in the right place or in the same place, and you keep the volumes, you could squash and stretch those eyes a lot. Drawing a lot of multiples on this show whenever possible. If you're going to move the hands quickly, just have a white smear and have some black lines following it up so that you can use those old principles from the 1930s and 40s. This part here, Pupert was thinking, and so I just had something extra going on with the fingers there. Again, the fingers are all separate. It was relatively easy to do. Maggie here going into this position. We want to get from one pose to the other. We want to do it interestingly. So have some arc to it, have some settle to it. And then you can get away with some pops along the way. Again, with Pupert's arms coming out, I don't want to do a whole bunch of in-betweens there. It's a snappy show, so just get them out there, overshoot, and settle back. And here again, now on this one, the hands on one side weren't moving very far, the hands on the other side were moving a long distance, so we'll just smear 2 of those. And again, turning to profile here, the big thing that sells this is the hat rim. So you can have the hat rim facing right, then left, and then you can go in profile. And just that transition covers up, like I say, the pops on the eyes especially, because the eyes were so big. Now we go to the interior of the school here. Maggie's all proud of herself for being able to play for the class. Slug comes in to give her a hug. And if you're going to hug a slug, anticipate outwards. And let's have some smears coming in here. Let's have the slug coming in first. Stretch everything out, beginning and end pose. Same with Maggie, beginning and end pose. I didn't put the black lines on her because it seemed to work better without them. And get in there, boom, overshoot and settle. And then when they're separating out, now they start to separate out in opposite directions, but then the slug has the goo there. So we have them both going in the same direction until the goo pops. And again, this is based on a terrific board drawing up there. Yeah, get some nice shapes. And all the goo, the slime absorbs back into the slug, but it's, hanging off of Maggie there. And that was relatively easy to draw. No outside line, just a highlight and transparent slime. Now, this is where Pupert's heart is beating out of his chest. He's so nervous. To illustrate when his heart gets broken, I actually took this image into Photoshop, broke it apart, just drew a bunch of squares and selections and just shifted them a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And then I played that in reverse order. So it starts out big and then gets smaller, 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 smaller. And then Pupert's heart here is deflating. We've got that one hand twitching just to keep some life to it. A little bit of a pan down. Now he's got to put his heart back in his chest. Let's get some smear hand over there. I don't want this hand going too fast, so I'll smear it over 2 frames instead of 1. Just going to grab it, pull it back in, and ooh, overshoot and settle out. And it's the last shot I did here. This one was pretty simple acting-wise, but you can see Maggie's realizing something's going on. She hears the beep beep of the car. Now, when this this mud started coming up here, I thought, this looks like a face. So I drew it as a face. And you know, you can have a lot of fun sometimes with effects. You can put these extra little bits in it that nobody else will necessarily ever know until I give a commentary like this, and then I can explain what I did. And that's the buzz on Maggie, Price of Fame. I hope you enjoyed that episode. I have another Buzz on Maggie episode that I will break down another time, and I hope you give a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.